In 1995, one of the most powerful banks in the world sold for £1. Not 1 billion, not 1 million, £1. The price of a chocolate bar. The bank was 233 years old. It helped finance the Louisiana Purchase. It bankrolled Britain through the Napoleonic Wars, and the Queen of England kept her own money there. And it was destroyed completely by one man. He wasn't a billionaire. He wasn't a mastermind. He was 28 years old, the son of a plasterer, and he bought the whole thing down from a single desk in Singapore with a secret account, a pile of lies, and one number he could not stop chasing. This is how he did it. To understand how insane this story is, you have to understand what Barings was. It was founded in 1762, that's before the United States existed. While that country was still being born, Barings was already old money. It didn't just hold wealth though, it moved nations. It financed governments, it helped fund the Louisiana Purchase when France sold off a piece of a continent. A French minister once called it the sixth great power in Europe. A bank ranked next to empires. This was the definition of untouchable, the kind of institution that feels like it will simply always be there. And in the early 1990s, this 230-year-old monument handed enormous power to a kid from Watford who had never set foot in a university. That decision would end them. Nick Leeson was born in 1967, working class. His dad was a plasterer. He was no genius. He actually failed his final maths exam at school. Remember that, it matters later. But he was sharp, ambitious, and desperate to get out. He started at the bottom, a back office clerk, doing the boring plumbing of finance, settling trades, matching numbers, and he was good at it. Good enough that Barings sent him across the world to help run their trading operation in Singapore. And here is where the whole thing breaks. In Singapore, Leeson ended up running two jobs that must never belong to the same person. He ran the trading desk, placing the bets, and he ran the back office, the department whose entire purpose is to check those bets. In any normal bank, those two halves watch each other. The trader takes the risks, the back office is the referee. Leeson was the player and the referee. Nobody was watching him, nobody could. And then a junior trader on his team made a tiny mistake. She bought when she should have sold. The loss, about £20,000. To Barings, that's nothing. Pocket change. The kind of error a bank yawns at and moves on. So watch what he does. Instead of reporting it, Leeson hides it. He opens a special error account and buries the mistake inside. The account number? 88888. 5 eights, a number considered lucky across most of Asia. It was about to become the unluckiest account in the history of banking. Now, think about how human this is. £20,000. If he just owns the mistake, he's fine. Nobody gets fired over 20 grand. But Leeson can't stand to look bad, so he hides it. And here's the trap that swallows him. Once you hide one loss, you have to hide the next one to cover the first. He starts placing his own secret trades to win the money back. Some work, most don't. The hole gets deeper. 20,000 become hundreds of thousands. Hundreds of thousands becomes millions. And the truly insane part, while he's secretly bleeding money, London thinks he's a genius. On paper, Leeson is the best trader Barings ever had. At one point, he appears to be generating around 10% of the entire bank's profit. London is in love. They call him a star. They raise his limits, they send him more money, more trust. They even keep wiring him money whenever he asks, tens of millions of pounds to keep his trades running, and never push too hard on why one trader in Singapore needs that much. They assume he's printing money for them. You don't interrogate the golden boy. Meanwhile, in that secret account, the real number is a catastrophe. By the end of 1994, the hidden losses are over £200 million. 200 million, sitting in a secret account, and the man hiding is a 27-year-old betting bigger and bigger to dig his way out before anyone looks. And then the ground literally moved. January 17th, 1995. A massive earthquake strikes Kobe, Japan. More than 6,000 people are killed. It's one of the worst disasters in the country's modern history. And the markets panic. The Nikkei, Japan's main stock market, starts to fall. Here's Leeson's problem. He bet, in secret and in size, that the Japanese market would stay calm. The earthquake detonates that bet overnight. His losses explode. Now, a sane person cuts their losses and walks away. Leeson does the opposite. He decides to bet bigger. He starts placing enormous bets that the market will bounce back, billions of dollars worth, trying single-handedly to shove the whole thing back up. Sit with that. One man trying to lift a country's whole stock market with borrowed money to hide a loss nobody else knows exists. That market doesn't recover. It keeps falling, and every point it drops, he loses more. 200 million becomes 400, 400 becomes over 800. To put that in perspective, that was more than twice all the money the entire bank actually had. Barings was already dead, it just didn't know it yet. By late February, Leeson knows it's over, so he runs. He and his wife flee Singapore. Behind him, he leaves a note. 2 words: I'm sorry. Back in London, Barings finally goes looking and finds the hole. £827 million gone. They check it again and again. It's real. That weekend, the most powerful people in British finance lock themselves in a room and try to save the bank. The Bank of England steps in. They hunt for a buyer. Nobody will touch it. The losses are bigger than the bank itself. On March 5th, 1995, Barings, 233 years old, is declared bankrupt and sold to the Dutch bank ING. The price? £1. ING takes its debt, its name, its history, and a 233-year legacy ends for the cost of a chocolate bar. Leeson is arrested at Frankfurt Airport, sent back to Singapore, sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. While inside, he's diagnosed with colon cancer and nearly dies. He serves about 3.5 years and walks out in 1999. But here's the part that everyone gets wrong about this story. The easy version is, one bad guy, one rogue trader, brought down a bank. But that's not really what happened. Yes, Leeson lied, yes, he gambled, but the reason a 28-year-old could destroy a 233-year-old institution wasn't just him. It's that nobody was watching. No real checks, no oversight, one person allowed to be both the player and the referee, and a bank so in love with its golden boy that it never once looked inside the box marked 88888. And the genuinely frightening part? It keeps happening. Years later, a trader in France lost his bank even more, almost exactly the same way. Different name, same hole, the same painful human story. A small mistake hidden out of fear, snowballing into something monstrous. Barings survived Napoleon, it survived 2 world wars, it survived for 233 years. And in the end, it was undone in 3 years by one man, one account, and the oldest mistake there is: being too afraid to admit you were wrong. A bank older than most countries sold for the price of a chocolate bar.